All right, we're going to look at the play to earn coins. I done a little bit of homework. So everyone's familiar with Mana or Decentraland, right? That's the same token. Mana has taken off. SANDBOX has taken off. SnoopDogg just purchased some land over there, and someone actually purchased for about $450,000 US. They purchased the neighboring spot to Snoop Dogg's virtual land. So things are popping off here, folks. This is not financial advice. I'm just bringing to you technology updates and some interesting stuff about gaming tokens, right? These are not securities. So it's not deemed securities. It's not deemed non-securities. So there's always risk with these projects that they could be turned out to be securities later on, deemed by the SEC. So do your own research. However, some interesting gaming tokens that I want to talk about is my neighbor Alice. That's one. So Alice. The other one, well, let's talk a little bit more about that one. So that one is about, I'm only looking at this from a market cap analysis, right? 217 million market cap. That's a lot. These tokens that I'm going to mention right now, they're a lot different than the Mana or the SANDBOX. And those tokens, the market cap for that is about, 4 billion, 6 billion, 3 billion, right? These new tokens that I'm going to mention, some of them are, roughly 217 million, 215 million in market cap. So that means the growth of these coins and tokens and ecosystems could really be, staggering in the next 3 months, right? So Alice, so ALICE, and Alien Worlds, that's another one that's coming up, ever quickly, and they have a very nice graphical layout for their ecosystem. So each of these metaverses that I'm mentioning, they're going to have their own opportunities to purchase land, such as virtual land on them, or other NFTs to play within the game. Let's see. Atari. That's one that I found from another site while doing some research, and I realized that Atari has been purchasing a lot of virtual land in the SANDBOX. So that's very interesting. When I see that happening, I know that they're coming into this space and they're making up for market share that was taken from them and went straight to Microsoft, Sony, and other gaming systems and platforms out there. So when was the last time you heard Atari? This was some type of legacy thing, right? So Atari is a token that's it's a crypto token. It's 68 million in market cap currently, and the circulating supply is 1 billion. Maximum supply is 7 billion. So it's okay. The other one I came across during my research is Polkacity. So Polkacity, and the code is POLC. So that one is related to the DOT network. So like the polka dot network. So essentially, DOT ecosystem, they're launching numerous parachains and talking about interoperability between blockchains, etc. So they're going to have Polkacity, which is a metaverse themed thing. Because remember, a lot of things will be metaverse, NFTs. It started off as NFTs, and now it's metaverse, and now you can build your own virtual land and build a house on your virtual land within these different metaverses. So the difference between the metaverses would be utilization. And these metaverses contains play as you earn or play to earn type of themes, right? So I would love to play a game that would be easy for me to earn and transition that to my bank or a Visa card where I can say, hey, now I'm going to go shopping. I played this game all week, I earned this many points, and now I can cash out, right? So Polkacity, because they may have backing from DOT, and that ecosystem, which is currently about 25 billion and has a lot of growth potential as well. This one at the market cap is 42 million in market cap. That's literally almost nothing. And the total supply is 250 million, and the circulating supply is 249 million. So all of that supply is almost pretty much accounted for, and that's the POLC. Those are some of the play to earn metaverse tokens that I wanted to mention. One final one here is Vulcan Forged. So PYR is the code name for that. That one, I found it to have the 50 out of 50. So that's the circulating supply is 50 and the total is 50. So all of that supply is currently accounted for. They recently had a breach in their network, and some hackers went and stole the PYR token, so PYR token. However, that literally makes a company who has recently suffered an attack, they make them more vigilant and aware of these security risks. So they hire the best companies if they want to maintain and stay in business. They hire the best companies to come in, provide investigative analysis and report back to the CEO on the risk and the data breach and the mitigation plans in place to ensure that that doesn't happen again in the future, right? So the investors and account shareholders would be very happy to see that. That will in turn bolster the cybersecurity posture of that company, PYR or Vulcan Forged, and more attention, because they will be in the news, right? So as they get free press attention, and probably perhaps some kickbacks from cybersecurity insurance companies, all that can be directed towards the bottom line of the company, right? To aid the company in growth potential due to marketing and growth within that ecosystem, which is already a fast growing ecosystem, right? So Vulcan Forged is one of them that I want to keep my eye on. I may not invest in all of these because I'm already invested in certain areas, but I need to at least put something in there, right? It could be $100 at minimum, but I need to put something in there, right? Because you just never know with this lottery system here. Not financial advice, but I think that covers everything. In the recent couple of days, we had the US of A authorize an extra 2.5 trillion in basically money printing. And that will actually be very good for Bitcoin. The reason why another reason why we're seeing some price suppression right now is due to some of the whale activity in balancing and rebalancing their portfolio. Some other news can be attributed to the shutdown of the exchanges in China. So due to the Bitcoin mining ban and miners having to transition to different countries, that was pretty much done within the span of 4 weeks. However, there are exchanges that currently operate within China, and some of those exchanges may have to shut down. So that is an indication that we could see some temporary volatility And that's the reason why we probably did see those temporary volatility. However, as I mentioned in my previous video, the third week of December is usually the hottest for Bitcoin in a bull run, right? So this week should be very interesting, to say the least. But no matter what happens within this week, and if it doesn't happen, the market itself is increasing in market cap. You know, it might fluctuate, it might go to 3.5 billion, come back down to 2.5 or 2 billion. These things can happen. They're not permanent, they're temporary. These are temporary moves in a brand new forming asset class. So you have to have patience, right, to secure your assets. You know, in going with the 2022 vision, we have the XRP lawsuit. So that price has been, the last time that XRP hit an all-time high was way back in 2018 at $3, right? When you look at inflation, what is the value of $3 now versus back then? You know, and then look at where the XRP is right now. So that tells me that for, you know, XRP, the $3 back then is probably about, you know, $4, $5 right now, right? And it currently is sitting at probably $1.25, or sorry, 80 something cents, maybe even 95 cents. XRP, that is. So that tells me that there's a lot of room for that. You know, over the last, you know, 4 years, XRP has been building relationships. They've been using and providing their technology to companies and other banks to partner with them to work on their blockchain, to utilize the blockchain, right? So it's all about collaboration. It takes time to collaborate with each other. So that's what has been happening in the background. So in the meantime, the SEC came out and said, well, you guys are a security, and you know, we're going to sue you. This case began 1 year ago. So December 2020, XRP case was presented, and the lawsuit began, right? So that brought the whole market down towards Christmas time last year. So there's a lot of rumors behind that and a lot of facts behind that, right? So in 2022, look out for the wrap up of the XRP lawsuit. Other things, the continued inflation crisis, the money printing, these are things that we can't ignore any longer. In addition to that, we're going to see all the miners that transitioned to the US during the recent migration, they are going to be funded by large banking companies. You know, when that happens, they no longer have to be this mom and pop shop miners to, you know, to the Bitcoin network. They're actually now this big time shop being funded, so they don't have to dump their coins on the market, look for a sale, and try to collect profit to pay their electricity bill. Those days are no longer. So that means that the already limited supply of Bitcoin output per day, which is about 900, that's going to be just capped. And the other halving in 2024, we'll see that supply be cut in half. So ahead of all this anticipation, ahead of this knowledge of the market and the halving and the pre-programming, they're just going to have, you know, all the Bitcoin for themselves, right? So they're going to, the market could be going fluctuating up and down, trying to scare a lot of people into selling their tokens. And once you sell, that's it, right? It can move, and it can go upwards, green candles all the way. And that's hard to stop it at that point. You have to wait for consolidation periods thereafter. So I think these are the big narratives going into the new year. The metaverse, keep an eye on the phase 2 type tokens that I mentioned on this video. And I will certainly be doing that as well. And also some moves from Bitcoin itself. because Bitcoin, it still hasn't reached that full potential top that everyone has been talking about. And if it's not a spike, then that's great. Slow and steady wins the race. Patience is virtue, right? So good luck to everyone. And I just wanted to bring you this late breaking news on the crypto market for the play to earn tokens. So that's a very good ecosystem. You can earn a lot of money around the globe. All you need is an internet connection and your computer, and you'll be fine. All right. Thanks and have a great day. Cheers.